3 exercises to address adductor strains, or if you just want to do some adductor strengthening. These are some of my favorites. So we're going to start in feet and straps. I've got 1 heavy and 1 medium spring, or 1 red and 1 blue. We're going to go onto our backs, get the feet into the straps. And we're going to find a nice neutral position in the spine, not too flexed. We've got hands on the pelvis just to make sure we're maintaining that neutral pelvis. And for this one, we're going to be doing adductor stretch. So we're going to bring the legs up to whatever feels comfortable, and then opening from here, feeling a big stretch while maintaining that extension moment. So we're pressing into the straps while simultaneously opening out to the sides. This is sort of I would say like a prep exercise. If we want to make this a little bit harder, we can definitely bring the legs down closer to horizontal and then open from here. So stretching apart, thinking of making like a little smile or 2 halves of a smile with the feet. If you want to make this harder, you can definitely increase the spring weight, but I'm at 1.5, which is fairly light. And don't forget, because the spring is lighter, there's going to be a lot more core support required to maintain that horizontal position. So it's a balance between what you're looking for, but a really great way to integrate adductor and deep core connections, making sure that they're firing together. Okay, so another really awesome adductor one that I love to do is side splits. So very rudimentary, very, I guess, commonly seen in Pilates, but I do use it really, really frequently. So we're going to have a half a spring on, or 1 blue. I'm going to pop that platform extender, drop the foot bar down. You don't need to have the platform extender in, but I do find it helps when people are feeling a little bit nervous because it does cover the gap. So you can either have your people or your client step right onto the platform extender, but I always recommend you step onto this side first because this is the unstable or the moving part. We're going to start in parallel. We're going to press out long, and we're going to come back in. So because the spring is light, it's going to be really hard to bring the legs back in. The further out you go, the more challenge it will be because you're going to be more into that outer range of those muscle fibers. So coming back in, really zippering up through the inner thigh. I like to add a little bit of a arch support here, so finding the medial longitudinal arches, zippering up, can really add to that deep front line work. So big stretch and coming back in. If you want to, you can also go into a little bit of turnout. So with the turnout, you're going to find that there's going to be a little bit more work in that perisacral area in the back, getting those glute fibers to fire, and a little bit more through the posterior posterior muscles of the adductor group, so more adductor magnets for sure. You're also going to find some clients tend to tip, so trying to maintain a little bit more neutral pelvis might be something you want to look for. So the last exercise I wanted to cover, we're going to be doing a little bit of a standing carriage press. So we're going to pop that foot bar all the way up to the top, and that's really just for hand support if your client needs that. I'm going to take this platform extender, and because I'm kind of short, I'm 5'5", we're going to have this right on the floor to kind of prop me up a little bit higher. I'm going to have the spring at that medium spring or that half a spring. We're going to have 1 foot over here, and we're going to be lunging out to the side. So this is probably, I would consider, a more advanced exercise compared to the one we just did, which is standing up on the platform and the carriage, because we're getting a way, way deeper stretch. There's way more range here. And so that outer range, those outer range fibers are getting challenged, or sorry, those fibers being at outer range, there's a much greater challenge. So trying to keep this knee relatively stable. We're not doing like a full center split. We're just trying to keep this foot nice and grounded, pressure down through the heel. If you have a client that's taller than I am, you may not even need the platform extender, but just play with it, make sure you're safe, and just definitely tell your client if they need to, we can increase the spring load to make it a little bit more stable for them.